everybody, Composing Gloves here, and today I'm going to show you how to get those glitch rolls out of drummy glitch rolls that you get out of Breakcore, just glitch rolls in general. So this is what I have as my audio example. It is these guys that we are going to be focusing on. So I guess I'll play them first. Get ready, 3, 2, 1. So in context is what it sounds like. So yeah, pretty cool. The entire file looks something like, let me change my tools here. Entire file looks something like this. Woo, and whoa, it looks like this. So I'm going to talk about some intuitive ways to do this, and then I'm also going to break open Renoise and show you some cool things about Renoise. That they have a plugin version of Renoise that I don't own. It's called Redux, but I like Renoise, so whatever. One day I'll get the plugin version. It'll be a good day. So basically, I'm going to go over the stuff for FL first because it's probably more relevant to you guys. But anyways, this is the original file. It's a glorious thing. So what do you do? How do you get like these crazy rolls? And I also tuned them just for funsies, but it's super, I don't think it's very necessary. This was originally made, this sort of style sort of originates from Renoise as a DAW, like as a tool, tracker, not two track, just trackers. That's what they're called. They're not called like DAWs in the same sense. Like they were pre-DAW. They have really old ones that are really cool and very functional. So let's talk about that. I believe deadmau5 even started out on one. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a new track. We're going to name it, drums crazy drums, because we're crazy, man. You hit Control E, it'll bring up an Edison. How cool is that, right? So I'm gonna detach it. Come down here and hit detach, or you can just hit D when that menu's open. And now I am going to go ahead and grab that break thing. So you see here, now I'm using a rex2 file from the rhythmlab.com _amen break, whatever. So anyways, this is it. Cool, right? So now what we're gonna do is I'm going to record me messing around in this Edison in another Edison. Edisonception. It's not really, because they're after each other in a chain existing in the same world. So it's not really an Edison within an Edison. It's an Edison after an Edison. You hit Control E, it'll bring up another one. Woo! And next, I'm going to hit record because I want to record what I'm doing and on input. Now on this one, I want to be able to do these crazy buzz roll loop things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable infinite play, and that'll just continually loop that. So let's go ahead and record some craziness. I'm just basically going to click around here and mess around. So I'll call that good for now. You can get really artsy and maybe come up with something cool. And as you can see, you can stick any sample in there and do that, and it comes out kind of cool. Vocal chops, all sorts of interesting stuff. So anyways, this is our sample. I just click this little drag out sample button to get a hold of it. Whoa, you can also hit enter to shrink that in case you're wondering. Okay, I double click the title, the bar on top. I'm gonna just chop that. You hold down shift on the right side to bring up the chop menu. And now we're gonna make a loop thing. Before we do so, though, maybe you want to tune them. Maybe you want them to sound a certain way. So let's go ahead and do that first. Now, I've had FL crash on me when I try to do this. Hopefully it won't. I'm going to shift-click a new track, name it New Tone. And I'm going to open up this menu. Instead of looking for New Tone, if I hit N, it'll load New Tone. It's just, for whatever reason, I learned that one because I forgot what I was trying to open, but it didn't work. So we just loaded it up inside of New Tone. Now, we can pitch things in New Tone. If you hit C, it'll open up the cut tool for you. All you have to do is then you just like click on stuff and it will pitch it. So you can do stuff like this. If you, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Now, and you just hit C again to, let go of that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just zoom in here. This is advanced edit control. I have a whole series on New Tone and FL12 effects. And basically I'm just going to, if I had a key I was going for, I'd stick them in that key, I guess. But for me, I wouldn't even do this step unless I'm just basically going for more unusual sounds. So I'm going to just, do something like that. Let's just say that that's what I want. So I'm going to drag it out and there it is. And you can see all the little chops where edits and mumbo jumbo were made. Not a huge deal in this sort of context. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this loop. I've already got my fills made, and we're going to fill it up with our cool new loops. So I'm going to go ahead and just chop the appropriate length. Like right here, I need that much. Here, and again, I'm holding shift to get a hold of this menu. And then the whole ending. Let's just do that. Cool. So I'm going to delete these, unnecessary parts. If I can do that. Cool. Next, I'm going to middle mouse click, left click, go to my slider tool, or you can just click it up here, or just hit S. That works too. And next, we are going to audition pieces of our sample and scroll through it, coming up with something cool. So let's say that part looks pretty wild. That's cool. I'm going to do it. Then we're going to come over here. What the heck? That looks pretty cool. And of course, you can normalize and do things that you need to make the sample loud or soft as you need, because doing this sort of method sort of results in a lot of crazy levels. I'm going to go back to my pencil tool and extend that. So anyways, that's pretty breakcore drums. Now, of course, you could sprinkle them in and make them like way crazier, do whatever you want. You know, it's your breakcore track. Next, let's talk about doing this in Renoise. So that's my method, method number 2. I do micro editing inside the breakcore track that I did, and it came out a particular way. But if you have like a loop or something, or just samples in general, and you need some buzz rolls, and micro editing seems a little tedious, you don't have to do that. And, you know, there are trade-offs for doing both methods. So this is Renoise. Now, Renoise is a tracker. So I am right now in edit mode. I should probably get out of edit mode. And I'm not like a super mega expert at Renoise. Like in FL, I'm fairly well versed in how to move around and do stuff. Renoise, not quite the same level. It also takes a while to get your head wrapped around this. But this area right here basically acts as your playback. This is essentially your playlist, but this is almost your playlist and your piano roll at the same time. Like, it's kind of weird, and the way they do their tracks is kind of unique too. But basically, I have a drum loop loaded up. If I were to play a note, that's the drum loop I have loaded up. If I go to my sampler tab, here it is. I've chopped it using the auto chop option. It's right here. You just click it. It will auto chop your sample. I have some redundant points like this one right here. I guess that's not super redundant. Leave it there. But, you know, it's whatever. I've chopped it. I'm just doing a dirty job right now. So that's pretty cool. So basically, if I play it, this thing was made to be like used with your keyboard. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay down some stuff down here. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to 16, and you'll see why in a second. So if I hit the Z on my keyboard, it's going to trigger the whole sample as a loop. That's just how it does it by default. That first one is your whole loop on your keyboard editor. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Z in edit mode. So hit escape, enter edit mode, and hit Z. Whoa, why didn't it do it? Why did you not do it? Did I bypass it? I am confused on why it does not want to do this. I don't know. I'm not a Renoise. Oh gosh. That's the quantize. This is it. Told you. I'm making just noob mistakes, man. So anyways, there we go. Next, okay, so basically if I play it now, it's triggering this note on the keyboard. Like, that's what's going on. It's a text deal. Because it's like this, it has a really cool approach to effects. They have a Redux, which is basically this is a plugin, and it's actually almost like having the whole DAW almost. It's kind of insane. But what we can do is we can do some interesting things. For example, we can play some samples backwards. So I could say, hey, right here, I want to play a note, and I'm going to hit Control 1 to put my line setting back to 1. I believe the snare is C. Nope. Let's see here. Where's the snare? And that goes back. Cool. Let's say I want to play these backwards. All you need to do is hit B, and it will play that sample backwards. Check it out. So it played it backwards right there. It was kind of fast, but that's what happened. And now we can come down here, say we want it to, you know, trigger back and get one of those rolls. Well, we're already playing this sample. We could have it re-trigger the beginning of that sample by hitting R R, and then just repeat, I don't know, like 4. So we have R, 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 and then 4, 4. So you see, you can get some stuff like that too, which is like, this is super intuitive. Like R, 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 we could have like this be like 4, 4, 5, 4. Now this one, some weird stuff happened. So what we can do is we can add some notes there. So it's pretty cool. And now it gets even better. Let's say that we want to do some more crazy stuff with that snare, right? Let's say down here, we want a crazy snare line. So let's find that snare. Oh, found it. Cool. What we're going to do is if you hit up a U, so U, U, and then D, D. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it go up one semitone, up another semitone, down a semitone, down a semitone. I think it might be a 16th of a tone, 1/16 of a semitone. It did not do anything that time. I'm not sure. Oh, I think you have to get rid of some of these. Yeah, watch this. If I put it over here, U, U, D, D, and then we go up 1, 1, 1, 1. Let's make it a little more drastic. So there you go. There goes the up and down. So let's do that. Let's do that one more time. What is that? E. And then this time we'll go up. This is hexadecimal too, which is also pretty cool. So you see, I basically just type in random values, but you can get something really, really crazy if you do this. And we're not even messing with chops yet. We're just re-triggering the sample. So super powerful sort of deal. And then you go in, you add in, you know, like an instrument or whatever you want to do. But basically that's like some of the power of Renoise, and why Renoise is so dynamic as a DAW is it allows you to do things like that. If you have any questions, let me know. Support me on Patreon. Subscribe, of course, and have a blessed day.